Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another top 10 video. It's been a while since I've done one. I've got a few up my sleeve, so this one is going to be my top 10 Neca figures, which is really difficult to do. They're scattered around all over the place. You've got some aliens up here by Neca, the big predator there by Neca. You've got the what do we call it, the big chap down there, and loads of Neca figures over here by the window, and more scattered around all over the place. There's two more. There's another one, and there's Freddy over there by Neca. So yeah, let's get on with a top 10 video on my Neca figures that I have in my collection. Now obviously there's plenty of Neca figures that I don't have that would definitely get into the top 10. I love the Pan's Labyrinth stuff, looks amazing, but I don't own those, and a whole bunch of other figures. Really, there's just, when it comes to Neca stuff, it's hard to keep up. Very affordable, great price, but just so much so much of it. So anyway, I don't know why I'm showing you Hot Toys 1/6 scale stuff. I just had to show you something while I was introducing the video. So let's get on with it. Top 10 Neca figures in my collection. My personal favorites at the moment. Let's go. At number 10, I've chosen the 1/4 scale Neca Crow Eric Draven figure. And they made this in a smaller 7-inch version. I've had this for a long time, and I neglect it quite a bit. I do tend to just put him in storage and forget about him for a few years. And then whenever I do look at him again, I think, wow, that was a really good likeness to Brandon Lee as the Crow. And the sculpt on the clothing is very accurate looking. It's just a very impressive looking piece. Could use maybe a little wash. I haven't really taken care of this guy too well, but he's still got his chain or his ring around his neck from Shelly. And get a little close-up look now, but I still think this is a very accurate looking, impressive looking piece. I think it goes for a fair bit now, brand new on eBay, so quite valuable, I think. But the likeness is okay for an older Neca figure. You have to remember this is quite an old piece now. I don't know exactly how many years old this is, but it's been out a long time. So there you go. Just give you a little look. Really nice detail on the sculpt of the boots. And all the different sort of materials. I mean, mostly leather. Obviously had the t-shirt on. And this is it actually sculpted, or is that string? I think that's actually just sculpted on there, but it's very convincing. Great likeness, great figure, great film. And number 10, Neca's quarter scale Eric Draven, the Crow, played by the late and great Brandon Lee, R.I.P. At number 9, we got the quarter scale Neca Harley Quinn from the game Arkham City. And she looks absolutely amazing. I've always loved this piece. Glad I picked it up. Almost didn't. Almost let this one slide by. But luckily I managed to come to my senses. I picked her up. I think I actually got this, went and physically got this from Forbidden Planet up London. She was a pretty fair price. So I'm very happy with her. Great articulation. I've done a showcase video and review on this piece, so you can check out all the different poses that are possible with this piece in that video. You have to just go to my channel and search Neca Harley Quinn, you'll get there. But she came with some great stuff. Really cool outfit on this one. I mean, I like all the Harley looks from the Arkham games. This isn't necessarily my favorite look, but I kind of like them all equally, especially Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. The look from Arkham Knight isn't really coming to me right now. I can't really picture it in my head, but I remember thinking it looked cool. But I think this one and the one from Arkham Asylum, probably my favorites. But let's get a quick little close-up look at the details. But this is definitely very worthy of being in the top 10 when it comes to Neca pieces. So there you go, really good paint job on the face, great application of the paint, very neat, very tidy, nothing spilling over the lines. The lips are nice and glossy. I've had no reason to go in and tweak anything on this. Straight out of the box, this was very good. And a really good skin tone as well. If you notice that, I don't mean to be crude and sort of hover around the chest area, but that's where the most skin is showing. And it's just a really good like skin texture, a really good tone to the flesh. And the pigtails, just like on the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Harley Quinn, these pigtails could be posed and moved around wherever you want. So if you wanted to get it look like she's kind of in motion, you can do that. And the tattoos are pretty cool, all around her arm there. Really good detail on the outfit. I can't recommend this one enough, man. Different hands that she came with for holding different accessories. There's another tattoo there on her hip. And yeah, the chain, that's a real metal chain. Just great articulation, man. Really, really solid release. There we go. Number 9. The Arkham City Quarter Scale Harley Quinn by Neca. At number 8, we have another quarter scale figure by Neca. Now, this was a gift from Denny in Australia, and I hope Denny is still out there watching. If you are Denny, then here it is. It's still here in the collection, obviously. Absolutely love this piece. An amazing gift, man. Thank you so much. This was around the time of the first Marvel Avengers movie coming out, so I think this is the Mark 7. I get a bit confused now these days when it comes to which Mark suit it is, because, well, not this one. I think this is pretty much the Mark 7. I could be wrong, but there's just so many different suits now that Tony came up with. Tony Stark, that is, or R.I.P. Spoilers. But, yeah, man, there it is. The Mark 7. Now, unfortunately, just like with the Hot Toys first releases that they did where the figure was all plastic, his kind of Iron Man pants have started to go slightly pink. So I will need to find the matching kind of cherry apple red or whatever you'd call that. And maybe I'll get like a spray can of it and just kind of spray this to get it to all match up again. Just been a bit lazy about getting that done. But I mean, the scale of this thing, proportions on it, the posability is fantastic as well. And they've done that wonderful thing where even though the eyes do light up, batteries required, the chest, the eyes, I don't think the hands light up. I think they just kind of put like a white plastic in there, or maybe they do light up. I think they do, actually. Yeah, I think they do. It's been a while since I've had this guy all lit up and ready to go like a Christmas tree, but my point is, I love it the way Neca basically made it look like the eyes are nice and white and lit up even when they're not on. So the eyes are not on here, you know, the eyes are off. They've been off for a long time, but they still look nice and lit up. So he constantly looks like Iron Man ready to go. Whereas with the 1/6 scale Hot Toys Iron Mans, when the eyes are not lit up, they look really kind of, well, they're just really dark and he looks like he's just dead. So I really love it when a company makes an Iron Man figure where the eyes still look lit up even when they're not. And Hot Toys really need to fix that with their figures when it comes to Iron Man. But this is an absolutely awesome piece. Great articulation, great sculpt, great paint app. I think some people were complaining back when this came out that some of the paint apps on some of the figures were a little bit messy. I got really lucky with this one, I guess. But it's really good. Really good proportions. And one of my favourite Iron Man suits. I don't say that enough, really. I always tend to say the Mark 4, but the Mark 7 here was really, really nice. So, there you go. There he is at number 8. Quarter scale Neca Avengers Iron Man Mark 7. I think. At number 7, I have chosen the Neca Retro Cloth Chucky figure. It's difficult to choose between this one and the Ultimate Chucky figure that came with so many cool accessories and different head sculpts, but something about the fact that this one had real material clothes and the real hair, stuff like that, just it really is awesome. And plus this figure here, the Retro Cloth Chucky, is basically 1/6 scale, so he'll go really well with your 1/6 scale Freddy's or Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, whatever horror figures you have in 1/6 scale. He'll stand beside them and look quite natural as far as size, proportions, all that stuff. Now I have heavily modified this one here. Did some blood effects, bloodied up the clothes, stuff like that. The only thing I've done to this one, which is basically exactly how you get him out of the box, but for this one I just used really strong hair gel and I wanted the hair to be kind of pushed back. It has moved a little bit. This bit here wasn't so down before, it was all kind of slick back. I just wanted to try some different looks. So but that is basically a completely stock version of the figure. Now the only thing, whoa, he fell over. The only thing I'll say is they are a little bit, when you turn them to the side, they do need padding out a little bit, and I would have done that by now, but it's just such a tight squeeze to try and fit any padding in there. So there's no way to get it down the neck of the clothes because the neck of the clothing's too tight around his neck, so you can't fit anything down there. Obviously you're not going to go stuffing things up his sleeves trying to get them into his chest area, so I think I just have to live with it. And it doesn't bother me because obviously most people see this from dead on the front or slightly askew, in which case he always looks fine. But yeah, from the the side profile, maybe it's because the hair is quite big, it does make him look a bit thin, but still an absolutely fantastic figure, and it was really cool to whoa. Anyway, Number 7, Chucky. Number 6, the Neca Gremlins. Now, I was going to just include one of these guys, but they are basically the same figure, just with different head sculpts. If I was just going to choose one, it would have been Stripe. But they are absolutely incredible looking pieces. So the Neca Gremlins from the original movie, I have a few other bits and pieces from Neca when it comes to Gremlins. Got the Spider Gremlin from Gremlins 2. Where is he? There he is. Right down there on the floor. I never know where to put him, but he is awesome. But there you go. There are the Neca Gremlins. Absolutely incredible, man. Look at that. They look just right out of the film. Absolutely perfection. The only thing that bugs the hell out of me about these guys is trying to get them to stand up. Even with one of these bases that can kind of push into the holes under their feet, even with those, they still fall over. So that's why I've got Stripe here, the most unruly of the twosome. He really won't stand up anymore, so I just put him in this little 1/6 scale-ish trolley that I found, along with all his other little accessories that he came with there, the skateboard, the chainsaw. He's having a good time. He's just shopping and doing his thing. But I absolutely love these figures, regardless of the fact of whether they won't stand up for me or not. I'm sure different people have different experiences with that. This regular Gremlin over here with the 3D glasses, and I gave him that machine gun. He didn't come with that. They're kind of 1/6 scale as well, the Gremlins. Not exactly, a little bit off, but basically almost 1/6 scale. So you can pair them up with other characters from other movies, and it can be quite amusing. I know Deadpool had some fun with the Gremlins around the time of their original review. But yeah, absolutely had to include these guys, the Gremlins, at number 6. At number 5, we have 2 Pennywise figures, because I couldn't choose just one of them. They're all kind of the same, just with different head sculpts and slightly different paint jobs when it comes to blurred, stuff like that. But I really do like the Neca Ultimate Pennywise figures. These are the 2 that I have. It's the GameStop exclusive, and then the first one they released. There are a few others, like the Wellhouse version, which is the one I really want, to be honest, but just can't bloody find the time to get around to getting everything I want to get, man. The list is too long, but I will try and get hold of that at some point. I probably grab it if I go up London one day. They'll probably have it in Forbidden Planet, hopefully, as long as I don't leave it too long. But the Wellhouse version, and they're doing a quarter scale version of this as well, that I think only comes with quite a neutral kind of one head sculpt where he's just kind of smiling. I'd love it at least if you get the head sculpt like this with the quarter scale version that's coming out soon. But I really do like them. Really do like the Pennywise figures. Looking forward to seeing Chapter 2 when that comes out. But these are absolutely essential, really, if you like the movie, because they're very well done, and the posability was fantastic with these as well. They really gave you all the joints and very well thought out, very well kind of concealed within the folds of the clothing. The arms are really articulated. There's some pretty good articulation in his legs, knees, and ankles too. So very, very cool. Absolutely love these. There's still a whole bunch of head sculpts in a bag in my drawer here that aren't on display right now. It's always a shame when you can't display all the head sculpts, but they certainly gave you a lot with these figures. So very, very cool. Pennywise from It Chapter 1. And here we are at number 4 with an incredible release. This was the Ultimate Ash from Evil Dead 2, and I bought 2 of them so that I could display one with this head and the other one with the normal Ash panic-stricken kind of look. But this is basically the same figure, but 2 of the same figure so that I could display both heads. I absolutely love this version. I wish Neca would do this guy with this head in quarter scale. I know it would sell like crazy. People would love that. And this is an amazing release. I think they've done another version of this since that came with even more stuff, or maybe one of the Deadite people that he had to take out in the cabin. I forget the names now, but I love this release. And as I'm sitting here realizing I'm at number 4 now in the top 10, I've realized there's a bunch of figures I've had to leave out because you only have 10 spots, and if I did this top 10 tomorrow, it could be completely different. But I've just realized he's over there. I'll talk about it when I do like my final thoughts at the end, or maybe like honorable mentions at the end of the video. But I can't believe I've left him out. He's over there. I looked at the list and I was like, why isn't he on there? But anyway, I'll show you who I'm talking about in a moment. But this is amazing. I love this. And like I say, I'd love him right there, the Deadeye Ash in quarter scale. But this will do if that doesn't happen. But very, very, very good release. Great articulation, great sculpt, great likeness on both heads, especially this one. Wow, 100%. Just awesome. And you get a lot of accessories with this. The box is really nice, like all the Ultimate boxes are when it comes to the NECA figures. But there he is, number 4, Evil Dead 2 Ash, Ultimate Ash, which can also be changed into Deadite Ash. At number 3, we have the NECA Dog Alien from Alien 3. Now, this is one of the best figures NECA have ever made. That is a fact. This right here is perfect. It's absolute perfection. I don't know why they haven't at least hinted that they're going to do this in quarter scale. They've managed to make the 7-inch Big Chap into a quarter scale figure. They've turned the 7-inch Alien Warrior from Aliens into a quarter scale figure. This is the only one really that they haven't given any kind of hint that they're going to do that. This would be incredible because when you stand this figure up dead straight, it's so tall. Even this one, I mean, it's only a 7-inch NECA Dog Alien, but when you stand him up completely straight, he's just surprisingly tall, and you can only imagine how big a quarter scale version of this would be, completely stood upright, you know? Absolutely amazing. Incredible sculpt, incredible paintwork. They did release a kind of grey version, I think, which is meant to represent when he came out of the molding, the molten lead. Amazing, really good articulation. The tail's totally articulated. The you can see, absolutely awesome. I just hope they do finally at least announce, let us know that they are intending to do this in the big version. That would just be incredible. Mouth opens and closes. Incredible work inside the dome. Just amazing, and really you can get this guy in any pose you want. It's really something quite special. I'm very glad to have at least one of them. And he came in his packaging, he's kind of coiled up like in a kind of fetal kind of sleeping position. It's really, really cool. I really hesitated to take him out of the packaging when I got the figure because it looked so good in the packaging. You'll know what I mean if you've owned it, or if you're gonna own it, you'll see. But you gotta take him out, man. Maybe get 2 if you can, one to leave packaged up, keep it safe, and one for fun with posing. But there it is, man. At number 3, and rightly so, definitely got to be high up in the top 10. This one, NECA's 7-inch Dog Alien from Alien 3. At number 2, we have the NECA quarter scale Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman from 1992's Batman Returns. Absolute masterpiece, this one. They really, really knocked it out of the park. Came with 2 head sculpts, one like this, and the other one towards the very end of the movie when her mask was all ripped and you could see the blonde hair coming through, and she looks a fair bit more aggressive, a bit more distressed. So it was really cool that they gave you 2 options for a head sculpt. The only little mod that I did to this was the what would you call this? The garter corset thing. Is it a corset? That's the one. This was quite a matte finish, no shine to it whatsoever, and then checked the movie and it was meant to be kind of shiny, so I just went over that with a nice shiny black spray to make it just flush and match up perfectly with the rest of the outfit. As you can see, articulation is incredible. I couldn't find anywhere to display her. She's very tall, she's a quarter scale figure. Stands up really well despite the high heels. She still balances quite well. But I couldn't think of anywhere to put her, so I thought I'd try getting in a kind of chilled out, lying down, cat-like pose, and I just leave her on the carpet until I can figure out what to do with her. But the fact that she can do a pose like this just speaks volumes for the quality of the piece. And as you can see, the likeness is very good as well. A really good, clean paint app. We'll get close up on that in a second. But the outfit is a little bit battle damaged. It's not too battle damaged, but it does have a couple of little rips and tears here and there, which I think is a great, great touch. Awesome articulation. Double bend elbows, double bend knees, articulation in the ankles, the waist, the head, the hands, all of it. It all moves, and it all moves really well. You can all have your own unique pose with something like this because it is that poseable, and it looks great in pretty much any pose as well. But just getting a close-up look at the likeness, I think that looks exactly like Michelle Pfeiffer from the film. Remember, with the price point, these are about, well, when they came out, straight up $100 or £100. They're never usually that much over that. Some stores will add on an extra 10 or 20 just to, whatever the hell the reason is for that. But basically, they're about £100 each. And for what you get, the amount of fun you can have and how good they look these days. I mean, look at that. Forget about it. Until Hot Toys pull their finger out and decide whether or not they're actually going to give us the 1/6 scale Michelle Pfeiffer from Batman Returns, we have this. And a few other options. Tweeterhead did an incredible statue as well. But this figure right here is awesome. And I'd love to see them do this figure in smaller scale as well. I'd love to see a 7-inch version of this. It'd just be a cool, fun figure to have. Be careful with your nails. Some of mine broke off, and this one's very flimsy. I don't know, I don't trust that one. So this one broke off, which was a damn shame. I tried to fix it, but it just too fiddly. It just kept falling off again. So I can live with that, and that's fine. I always did intend to get 2, really, so I could display both looks with the head sculpts, but I only ended up with the 1 in the end. But that's better than none. So there she is, and rightly so. Number 2. Quarter scale Neca, Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman from Batman Returns. Alright, well there he is at number 1, and this is mental because I've just realised there's another figure, another quarter scale figure by Neca that has not made it into this top 10, and it should be number 1. Oh Christ, he's over there. See? The alien? I forgot about the alien. God damn it. Top 10s are a pain in the butt. I should have done a top 20 and I still would have had trouble putting that together, but I can't believe I've left out the alien over there. And I'll just tell you who it was from before. The quarter scale Freddy from part 2 by Neca. I've left that out of the top 10 as well. It's a shambles, guys. It's a bit of a weird top 10. I don't know how I could leave those out, but then again, if I include them, then I have to take something off the list, and everything that's on this list is what I consider to be some of their best stuff. There's a lot of stuff by Neca that I consider. I think I said in the intro, the Pan's Labyrinth figures, the Pale Man and the Thorn. Is that what you call them? The Thorn? You never say it properly. It sounds like I'm saying the Thorn, as in thorn in your finger. But yeah, those ones look amazing. There's a bunch of other ones, man. Neca bring out so much stuff. It really is a tough one when it comes to what's the best, because that's impossible. It's impossible. They've covered so much. And I can't wait to get this bit done so I can do the honorable mentions, so that I can try and shine some light on some of the stuff that I've neglected to put in this top 10, because for instance, Vasquez from Aliens isn't in the top 10. Why? I don't know. It's amazing. I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, here is the original 1987, is it? 1987? Predator, played by Kevin Peter Hall, designed by Stan Winston, and kind of designed as well by James Cameron, because I believe it was James Cameron's idea for the mandibles. So yeah, pretty cool. Stan Winston and James Cameron were on a plane on their way somewhere to promote, probably to promote Terminator 1, I guess, maybe. And Stan Winston was killing time on the flight designing a Predator. You know, he always liked the idea of a kind of Rastafarian warrior, so he started drawing that, and then he started to make it more creature-like and lizard-like, and then James Cameron leans over and says, I've always liked the idea of mandibles. So Stan Winston thought, okay. So he just drew it, and then the Predator was born. So here he is, and I think this is amazing. I have repainted a fair bit of this. I definitely did some weathering on the helmet. This is the first release that had the seam going across there. It's not too bad, but they did re-release it again about a year or two later with the seam, gone, which was very cool. But I just stuck with this first released. So I did repaint the armor, and a fair bit of gloss added to the more reptilian skin sections. But there it is, guys. I won't spend too much time because I've already filmed this a whole bunch on the channel. You can always go to the channel and search Neca Predator and you will find everything I've done. I've taken this guy to the forest, done a lot of photography in the real woods. Looked very cool, so go ahead and check that out. But now, there he is at number 1, the original Predator by Neca in quarter scale. And now let's get to the honorable mentions so that some of these figures will forgive me for leaving them out. Honorable mentions, right. Now, you'll notice that this figure was not in the top 10, nor was his bigger brother, the quarter scale Batman Begins by Neca, which is absolutely incredible. The main reason, I'll be honest with you, that the quarter scale Batman Begins was not in the top 10 is because he's up there in the loft, in storage. Because since the Hot Toys Joker came along, he goes there now, and that's an Entebbe, that's a Hot Toys, that's a Hot Toys, that's a Hot Toys. So there was not any room anymore for the Neca quarter scale Batman Begins, but I might mess around and change that around, maybe take the Joker away and just keep it all Batman. So, that's the main reason you didn't see this guy or the bigger version in this video, simply because he's up in storage, and it's really pretty rammed up there right now, so I didn't feel like doing it. But yeah, honorable mention, and very well could have been in the top 10 because it's amazing, either this one or the bigger one. Very, very, very good figures. Another honorable mention would be to the Neca Spider Gremlin from Gremlins 2. That's absolutely awesome, that one. And Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. The 1978 quarter scale Michael Myers. My heavily modified 7-inch Ultimate Michael Myers from the 2018 film by Neca. Absolutely awesome pieces. Sorry to not include them in the video. They certainly deserve to be included. And there is Vasquez from Aliens, an absolutely awesome figure. Also the guys from the original Alien movie. There's a smaller Freddy from Part 2. We got Jason and another Jason over there. Amazing figures. So I'm sorry to not include them in the top 10. It was just difficult trying to choose 10 figures. So I've got a few more top 10s up my sleeve. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video. Subscribe. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.